Hello everybody, welcome to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, I need to move the entire firewood operation from this barn into this barn. And why might I do that? Well, it's because the concrete is better. Yes. So we're coming into mud season, and my wife tells me, well, there's no such thing as mud season. That's like saying there's no such thing as Sasquatch. Of course there's a mud season. It's in between winter and spring, you know? It's that time of year when all the thawing happens and we get rains and everything just turns to slop. And I found out earlier, I'm not gonna be able to work out in those fields and go stack firewood if it gets as bad as it's supposed to get. So now that I have that pallet jack, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the last video. The last video, I bought a Harbor Freight 2.5 ton pallet jack so I can roll around these IBC totes when they're full of firewood. And it's gonna be great because I'll be able to, snug them in, get them out of the way. I hope to be able to wheel one over next to the splitter, fill it up, get the pallet jack under it, and then get it out of the way. Right now I'm kind of, I start splitting oak and it's a half full bin, and then I start splitting mixed hardwoods and it's a half full bin, and they're just in there, this is gonna be better. So first thing to do is get this trailer moved out of the way. That trailer will be just fine outside for the time being. It's actually kind of posh that I keep it in this barn. Believe me, I'm gonna put it back in here because that's protecting my investment, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the next step is I gotta get this concrete cleaned up as best as I can. Oh boy, a lot of dust. So I think most of the hard part's over. Next is the layout. And I think the best place to put the splitter is right here on this bad concrete. All right, next part of the plan is I just want to get these partial totes over onto the concrete so that I can use that pallet jack and just bring them up and fill them at will. I was going to bring wagon loads of wood out here and fill them out here like I did last year, but it just doesn't make sense now. Let's take these, put them over there, and then when they're full, they can go in the back of the barn until it's dry enough to bring them back out here in the sun. got this partial basket of red oak here. So I got red oak sitting up there next to the splitter, ready to go. So I just grab whatever species I'm working on currently. Oh, you guys said also to push it like this. Great idea. Thank you for all the tips. And I will be putting some tape there to mark. Anyhow. Maybe turn it just a little. Something like right there. Let's see. Yeah, so I walk in here, I get my round, splitting it up, and I'll just turn and set my pieces right there. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And I'm sure you can see already how much snow has melted. Today, it's only 35 degrees. It's this sun. This sun has just been melting the snow like crazy, and it's already getting just a little bit slimy, just the top, you know. You guys will see this on Wednesday. It's supposed to have 50 degrees on Monday. Hey, you'll see when I upload this video that all this will be gone. So anyway, I'm ready to work, so let's get to work. And off we go. All right, starting to split some firewood in the other barn. And let me tell you something. What a difference. I don't know why I didn't think about this before, whether it was just the series of events or maybe it's this new pallet jack that has changed everything. But working on this smooth concrete has been a game changer for me. Yes, I am filling these totes 100%. These are going to be quarter cord totes, 275 gallon tote. You fill it all the way to the top with 2 rows. Turns out to be just a tiny bit more than a quarter cord. And I am now able to fill them 100% because of this pallet jack. I can fill it right over next to the splitter. And you know what? If I come up to some rounds that are a different species, I can switch out the baskets. I can be working on the mixed hardwood and then get done with those, and maybe I got some rounds of oak and I can switch out to an oak basket and I can start working on that. And I'm just filling them and I'm putting them back here in the back of the barn, and it's just working out great. I really am pleased that I got that pallet jack. So the way my whole system is working right now, I don't know, a lot of you guys are probably dealing with mud, but you know, I'm fortunate enough to have all this concrete, and I think I got it figured out. I'm gonna take the excavator to go get the logs. That's the only time I'm driving in the mud, but they're in here on the, you know, poor man's log deck, you know, the 2x6 or 6x6s, and I just roll them down and cut them all up, and it's working great. And I tell you what, just putting them onto a pallet immediately after I cut them is another great idea, because I'm not lifting anything. The excavator lifted the logs, I'm rolling them over and putting them on the pallet, the tractor's lifting the pallet, and the pallet puts them next to the splitter where I can finish them off, put them in the basket, the pallet jack lifts them off of the ground to move the full basket out of the way, and I just keep going. Now, in the summertime, of course, I will be taking these baskets out of here and I will be putting them out in the field, all except for the red oak. Any of the oak is going to stay under a roof. I think it's drying a lot better under a roof than it would out in the elements. But these baskets of mixed hardwood will certainly be out in the field. And I think most of you, well, at least some of you, picked up on the hint the other day as to how I'm going to manage these. Yeah, I ordered it. Yep, ordered it. So motorized pallet jack for delivery. It's the first very large purchase that I've ever made specifically for firewood. Now I'm sure I'll use that thing for other purposes. It'll lift 2,000 pounds, a full 2,000 pound pallet. I'm sure I'll have other uses. So, but its main purpose is for delivering firewood. And it's gonna take, they said a 13 to 15 week turnaround. They build them as you order them. So you put 50% down, they start building it, and when it's about ready to ship, I'll put the other 50% down and they'll ship it. So that's gonna be probably June, I think, somewhere around June when you guys will see it. So, you know, click the subscribe button, blah, 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 hit the notifications. You're gonna see how all this progresses. You know, I decided to create this firewood business last year, and it was just a wheels turning type thing, and this is the way I'm doing it. Everybody does a different firewood process. Everybody does. This is the way I'm doing mine. And if you're interested in it, just keep watching, keep clicking. And there'll be other projects that we work on this summer, but I am so thrilled with the way this firewood process is going, and moving it down into this other barn is a big deal. So I don't know if you could tell in my voice, but I caught something. So I'm gonna have to call it quits for right now. Gotta take care, there you go, now you can really tell. I gotta call it quits for right now. I gotta take care of this, and you know, so I can do more stuff.